Hey everyone, in this video we're looking at calculating area, and more specifically we are looking at the composite shapes and how you would tackle those, I guess. So what you're going to do is, if you need a reminder, go back and watch basic shapes, but your success criteria is still the same. So identify what type of shape you've got, but this time you're going to identify what basic shapes you have and select the appropriate formula or formulas when you're to calculate the area. Substitute the values correctly and then calculate the area of the given shape and using the appropriate units. So with calculating area of composite shapes, you're going to make sure that you have same side lengths are in the same, or your side lengths are in the same unit. So just be careful. You might end up getting a shape that is the standard L-shaped configuration, but it might have 50 centimeters and 3.2 meters. Make sure that you are converting one or the other to the same unit. So you might convert this to 0.5 meters, 0.05 meters, or you might convert that to 320 centimeters. The other thing that might help decide whether or not which way you go is read the question. So that's the important part. Now, calculating it can be done in two ways. There's the additive, which is essentially what you break into smaller pieces and you can calculate the total. So in this L shape, you can see that they've gone just across here, or they might go down here. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. Just remember, we'll talk about being careful of what happens if you do that. You don't want to be double calculating or missing spaces if you go generally this direction. Okay, or you can do it subtractive, like using subtractive methods. So if you have an L shape, you can actually remove your negative space here and subtract it from the large one. So you would have your area equals big minus small, and then you would do calculations accordingly. So here's my shape here. Calculate the area of the following shapes. So I've got this shape here. I am going to split my shape into this way. Actually, yes, that way. So that's one. And you'll see that I'm actually just going to label the things right now. So they're the same because they're one. This side is the same as this one. And over here, if this is 1 centimeter and the whole length is 4, the difference is going to be 3 centimeters. So this is going to be 3 as well, and that stays as 2. So now that I have my two rectangles, I'm going to use an additive method. So I'm going to add them together. Now, some of you might just go, this is 1, 2. So I'm going to use two different methods here. I'm going to do additive though. So method 1, you can do it in 2 steps. So method 1, 2 steps. You would find the area 1 equals a rectangle, I want to say triangle, length times width, that's 4 times 1 equals 4 centimeters squared. Then I would do area 2 equals length width equals, so substituting these values in, 3 times 2 gives me 6 centimeters squared. Then I would go total area equals A1 plus A2. Ooh, that's a wiggly A2. Substitute these values in, 4 plus 6 equals 10 centimeters squared. So that's method 1, where you have 2 steps, where you find all the small pieces and then you do a TA, or a total area. The other one is like method 2, and you can, like, I guess, let's just call it a conglomerate. Because you're kind of like bringing everything together. And I apologize if I spelled conglomerate wrong. You can tell me in class. We're going to do total area equals A1 plus A2, length times width plus length times width, and you just substitute in 4 times 1 plus 3 times 2. Same thing. So it gives you the same answer, as you can see here, total area. This one can be a little bit trickier when you have multiple ones, like multiple shapes, but it's whatever suits you. Alright, in this one here, so B, I'm going to use both additive and subtractive method then to do that. Here we go. So I'm going to do additive in blue first. So additive. Here is my shape. I'm going to go dot, 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 dot. I can see a rectangle. There's nice 2 right angles here that indicate that. And therefore that has to be 4 centimeters. This is 7. Which means that if this is 7 up to this point, the difference is 12 minus 7. So that would be 12 minus 7 equals 5 centimeters. So this is 5 centimeters. I now have all the information for calculating area. So I'm going to do additive, and I'm going to use the conglomerate method. So total area equals, let's call this 1 and 2. A1 plus A2. So total area equals A1, which is going to be base height divided by 2 plus length width, because that's a rectangle. My base is 5 times 4 divided by 2 plus 7 times 4. 20 divided by 2 is 10 plus 28 equals 38 centimeters squared. I'm also going to use the subtractive method here. So, actually what I'll do is I'll change colors for you so you can see that it is in a different color. So here we go. I'm going to use purple for that one. So subtractive. So what we're going to do is find the negative space. So I'm going to take my purple pen and extend this. I would be using a ruler. And I now have a very large rectangle. So this whole rectangle now is 12 centimeters. This one here is 4 centimeters still. So total area is going to be, and I'm going to call that area, let's call that like area. I'm just going to call it area 1. I don't want it to be confused with these ones, that's all. So area 1, subtract. Now it's this little triangle here that's invisible, but it's here. That's going to be area 2. So area 1 is going to be a rectangle, length times width, minus a triangle, base height divided by 2. The length and the width, now this is where it's a little bit different. So the length is 12 by 4, because that's the height, or the width, minus base. Now, you still, if your base of your rectangle is going to be one of these sides here, so let's go with this one here. And again, it's that concept of finding the difference. So 12 minus 7 would give you your 5 centimeters. So that would be 5 times the height, which is 4. Just so you know, this, I'm referring to this triangle here, which is half of this one anyway. Oh, sorry, it's the reflection of this one along this axis. Okay, so 12 times 4 is, what is it, 44, 48, minus 20 divided by 2 is 10. 48 minus 10 gives us 38 centimeters squared. And as you can see, voila, total area is the same for both the additive and the subtractive method. So that's what you can use. So I've shown you lots of different strategies. Does not matter how you get there, as long as you document your work accordingly and you show your FSA throughout it. Okay, so what you're going to do now is calculate, sorry, I'm going to move this out of the way. Move me. Auto hide. So there you go. There are the questions that you need to complete. So pause the video, have a go. You've got some L's and some trapezium style questions. Okay, stay awesome. See ya.